Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. And as always, welcome to Mindful Corner. We're so excited to be back. And we seriously cannot believe that this is our ninth episode. Wow.
Yeah, time literally is flying by so fast. And just a preface for this episode, my voice is a little bit gone. So if you hear some coughing, a little rasp, don't worry about that.
We also have from our Mindful Corner podcast club at FSU, Noah Delaney here. He is a member of our club and is very active with the podcast production team. And we're super excited for him to pitch in on today's episode discussing it's a kind of a range of topics, but really discussing phone addiction and discussing how we can balance our time on our phones as media content consumers and creators. All right, as y'all can probably tell, we are very passionate about the media. We are both media and communication studies majors, and on top of that, we're always consuming and creating media, whether it's for our own personal liking or if it's for our classes or even just extracurricular activities.
Yeah,
So,
and that's so true. But honestly, it can be so hard to balance the good aspects of the media and the not so good aspects of the media. We're very passionate about social media and like using the media to tell messaging, but you have to try to consume it, and I'm going to use the word mindfully because like going through a mental health journey, sometimes those like social apps can really negatively impact you.
right. And as much as we love these applications and just the ability they give us to express our individuality and just our unique characteristics, at times they can deteriorate our mental well being. And today we're going to talk about how we can combat this and really in practical ways because we're going to try to not be as abstract in general as sometimes we may be. We want to try to actually give you guys methods and things we've told ourselves to combat these maybe negative thoughts or just negative emotions that come from being on the media and consuming it. So, hopefully, from this episode, you guys can learn a little bit more about how to just balance your time on it and how to stop idolizing it. And so, a lot of people, whether it be for personal desires or because someone told them to, decide to remove themselves from these social platforms. And it can be a good thing for, a period. I've done it before, maybe for Lent or just for my own personal mental health. And it's been good. I've replaced it with things like reading and journaling and praying before bed. And obviously, these things are great, but how realistic is setting these restrictions on yourself, especially as someone who loves to create media, it's just not realistic to expect myself to never be on it ever again, to never, have an Instagram account. I love to post my pictures on there and love to post, the projects that I'm working on. So when it comes to this, obviously we don't want to restrict it and make it the enemy because really, I mean, obviously everything has its like good and bad, but just focusing on the bad and removing it makes it just more tempting to come back to, I've found
That's
for
so
myself.
true.
So yeah, and there's just so many bad habits you can fall into though when you are on it. So what we're trying to do is be able to use it in a healthy manner and consume it again mindfully, mindfully,
Intentionally.
yeah,
There's a synonym.
right. And so before this, we were talking about just ways the media has impacted us negatively and how we're trying to move away from that. And we were talking with Noah, and he was discussing just this idea of comparison on social media. And could you talk some more about that?
Yes, of course. So, a lot of reasons why adolescents and young adults have stress when doom scrolling through social media is because they constantly compare themselves to others, mostly their peers and people that they follow. Like, for example, if you're just not doing a whole lot in life and you see that, oh, that person I'm following, they're doing all this stuff, they seem like they're excelling.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
You never know the full picture, and you're putting yourself at an unreasonable standard even if you're trying hard, even
Right.
if you're doing your best to
Right.
be social and be mindful and treat yourself well.
Yeah.
So just at the end of the day, the best practical advice about that is stop comparing yourself. Do what
Yeah.
you want to do and just be your own person.
Yeah.
Because if you keep comparing yourself to others, you're never going to be satisfied.
Right, and you're never
Yeah.
gonna progress, I've found. I think the more I focus on what others are doing and stress out, why am I not doing that? Especially on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has been like, I've been on it
I love
obsessively,
LinkedIn.
updating my profile because I just want to look like others and I want to look like I have my life together. But I've changed
Nobody
my
has
major.
their life together,
No,
trust.
I've changed my major like 5 times. You can ask all of like my loved ones. Like it's just bad. But like from my LinkedIn, I look like I have it all together.
But
I
that's
have,
completely like normal and
Right.
a human thing, but like it's not going to be shown on social media because people don't want to put their like their, I don't want to say messy, but they're less like
Mhm.
They want it to be picture perfect.
less polished, I guess, version of themselves. So like
Right.
I'm sure that like a lot of your LinkedIn connections have also changed their majors a bunch too.
Oh, I'm
you know what I
sure.
mean? But like for some reason we just like we take what we see on these apps and we're like that's their whole life and I'm
Right.
gonna live my life like them. But it's like you have
Exactly.
no idea how they live their life. Like
And,
I used to
yeah.
be so bad with it. Like
Oh, I'm sure.
because
Same.
I started at TSC for like my first semester, so I got like I had this like kind of jealousy problem with like seeing like all these girls like posting like tailgating and all that stuff because I didn't really have anyone to do that with. And I would just stalk people like all the time. And I'd be like, okay, they have this, they have this, they have this. So like when I get to FSU, I need to have that. And it's like blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, you need to go to sleep. It's like 3 a.m. Like relax. These girls probably don't have a great life either. Like they
they
may
have
a
their
great
struggles
life.
too.
No,
It's
yeah,
just
that's
like
what I mean,
everyone
like,
has like their struggles.
They
and
probably
it's
like
they're just not publishing it because who wants
exactly.
to?
And then I think sometimes like this, like, do you think people probably look at my Instagram too, and they're like, oh,
Like she has it together
she has
too.
it together.
I mean, look at
because
all
I don't
the
post
articles.
the bad pictures.
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, yeah, like look at all the articles you've written and just you know
Right.
this podcast itself. Like just like obviously we're gonna be proud of it and post it. And there's nothing wrong with posting your accomplishments, your best pictures. I mean, that's
that's
you know,
what social media is.
That's
for.
what social media is for. But you know, that's what you have to remember when you start comparing yourself. And it sounds so much simpler than it is, but it's truly. I mean, it's just truly an inhibitor of progress. I've found for myself.
And even like the influencers, okay, at least for me, sometimes it's good, but even the influencers are like, I'm posting my imperfect life for you to see. It's still curated to what you want to see. Like, I swear.
It's
like,
fabricated. It's,
Yeah.
you know, they're editing it to make it look more aesthetic. They're cutting out things that they don't want people to see because obviously everyone has their personal life and that's okay. It's okay that they're not posting, you know, their personal things. Like, I don't think I want to see that. I do not want to see your personal
I
life.
hate when they put their phone up and then like yawn and wake up. Like you had to wake up, put your phone there, and then get back in bed and then go like yawn. Like I can't.
No, I've seen. Okay, so
I'm just sick of it.
Try to be vulnerable in like the weirdest ways. Like I personally get really uncomfortable when they post themselves like peeing and like using the.
Yes,
but like why?
It's a lot of the time. It's like older women, not
Yes.
older women, but like 30-year-olds that are like pregnant.
They know it shows up on my reels. Like you see it in the life, and you can hear like the sounds. And I'm like,
oh, is it like a day in the life?
yes, it's like a day in the
Yes.
life. Yeah. No, it's not like just them peeing. It's like a day in the life, and it's like,
Could you
okay.
imagine?
They're like, oh, I'm so tired, rubbing their eyes, and it's like
They're like yawning.
they're yawning. They go and they pee, and you can hear like it's just.
I don't need to see that.
It's like
everyone pees.
Yeah, I mean that's my personal opinion. If you think that's vulnerable and that's cool, that's great. But I mean that's just too crazy.
Personally,
for
I
me.
don't want to see that.
Like I just think that's too personal.
You know what I've been doing recently, actually, because like I realized my feed was kind of curated to like a version of myself that I didn't want to be. Like it was very much like, okay, this is like wife TikTok. Like it was like making sourdough bread and having babies and all that stuff. I'm like, that's like great, but like I'm 20. like it's so bad.
That's like far out,
like
you know.
Farm life, and I don't know why that's like literally every video. So I've been clicking not interested, and I've been liking the videos that I want to see because at the end of the day, like those apps are an algorithm. You
They are.
You
They
need to
know
get
what
ahead
you-
of the algorithm.
Yes. No, they are. They personalize everything to you, and
It's an AI algorithm.
I don't know.
But I feel like eventually, like the AI algorithm is gonna like if it's I don't know. I saw a TikTok about this. So don't. It's requesting videos for you, but then like the AI is gonna like keep on the patterns, and like eventually it's just gonna be like like slop. Like it's just gonna be,
it's just gonna.
And
be,
I feel like we're getting there. At least for me, like
I mean, I'm already seeing. I see comments. People like, I hate this AI slop. This is like just.
Yes,
and
it's
and
so
I hate it too.
bad.
I think it's so just.
But then I'm like staring at my phone like
In a trance.
In a trance,
I
literally
don't know.
in a
There's
trance.
too human because we have the people peeing on my For You page, and then we also have AI generated
what happened?
AI generated
what happened
ads.
to TikTok in like 2020 when people were actually funny?
Right. I know.
Not like the cringe TikToks in 2020, but I'm talking about like
2020 was a good.
Like, I just miss
TikTok.
when
period.
people. Okay, actually, I was thinking about this the other day. This is kind of off topic. I'm sorry, but
It's
I
okay.
miss when people were actually like not afraid to like be funny and not afraid, because I feel like so what's happening is like
I mean, we live in a cancel culture, so
Exactly.
really anything you say at this point is
so
going to get
what's
you canceled.
happening is like writers and comedians are trying to cover all their bases before they release something, and they're not taking risks, and everything's boring. Everything's boring because we're trying not to offend every like minuscule group of people, when in reality like if you look at comedy back in like the 90s, the early 2000s,
Honestly,
like,
I think
it
that's
was
more
raunchy and it was funny, and they weren't afraid to offend someone because they knew that like
because
would
comedy
make them
is
laugh. Like,
comedy
it's
is
funny.
inherently offensive, I think, and also it's just like.
Yes.
I mean, it's not even like, I mean, there's a line. Obviously, you don't want to, be a bad person.
But if
talk
you're
down
like
on groups
if
of
you're
people.
like
But
away from the line so far, you're gonna create such like boring content. I feel like we've like all not conditioned ourselves, but like I feel like part of the
I just
phone
think we
addiction
put barriers
is like,
up, and
yeah,
we are so
it's like
scared
making
to.
us so just like compliant, and it's making us so just like
100%.
bored of like, but like we're still addicted to like the dopamine rush,
Right.
so we're still gonna go on there even though we're not consuming content that's like any valuable at all. Tell me why I see AI babies on podcasts and I see cats like dancing. Now I've seen vegetables falling in love and like cheating on each other. Like, that is brain rot. I don't want brain rot. Like, we use brain rot so lightly, but like think about what that actually means.
The short-term attention spans. Like, you keep getting the dopamine hits just because it's content. It's quick. It's easy to digest. So you just keep going through.
It's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I catch myself not even watching the videos. I'm just like scroll. I'm like, well.
Yeah, because I'm like, ooh, that's cool. Next. Like
I scrolled, I closed Instagram, and then a second later, I didn't even know I reopened it. Just go back on it. It was like instinct.
Yeah, I've done that before.
It becomes so habitual. And, just going back, it really can be just an inhibitor of growth and just an inhibitor of learning, I found for myself. Like, I've really been struggling in, I don't want to say school, like I'm doing fine in school, like guys, don't worry about me. But like, I just think when it comes to like focusing and reading, it's like when I sometimes I like look back and I'm like, wow, I could focus so much better back then because I wasn't consuming so much media and used to that instant gratification. Like, it's so hard for me to, feel as excited as I used to be before with educating myself. So that is one, negative side of the media and over consuming it.
Yeah, really limit short form content to an hour, because any longer than that, it will be your attention span is really
And not to be nerdy, but I've learned this in econ. I forget. It's like principle of diminishing returns, like something of that sort. And when they're talking about it,
econ major.
Yes. And when they're talking about that, they're referring more to capital. They're referring to like, let's say you buy 5 apples, you eat one, you're going to feel like it's yummy. But if you eat all 5 at the same time, like it's not going to taste good. And I just, you can apply the same principles to media. I mean, maybe like 1 hour, like you said, is fine. And it's, you can consume healthy content and you can feel good. And then after that, you put your phone down and do something else. Not even something productive, but just something different.
Something a little that keeps your attention for a little bit longer.
Something more restful, something maybe that's more educating, just more mindful.
More mindful.
More mindful.
One of my goals this year was to like, if I caught myself, and I mean, I'm not been great at it, but one of my goals was like, if I caught myself like just doom scrolling, like to like just like put on a movie or put on a show, because like I still want to be like relaxed and I still want to like watch something, but it at least holds my attention for longer, and it's like a more like mindful way.
Right, I know mindful is the word of the day.
That's the name of it. So
right.
But yeah, so I guess like when it comes to practical tips, like what you said, limiting it to an hour and like
long form content,
or like get used to being bored. Like I feel like people have not been bored.
You fill your life with so much stimulation. You need time to think. and just
Exactly.
process and just be there.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
think for yourself, to not let other things think for you. And obviously, we have these
Yes,
resources.
no one thinks for themselves anymore.
I know.
Bro, one time, okay, not me like exposing myself, but one time I couldn't sleep, so I was obviously on a TikTok rabbit hole of like conspiracy theories. Bro, I scrolled so much that I saw one conspiracy theory. It was like so bad. It was like something about Sabrina Carpenter's Super Bowl commercial and how like the Pringles was like a man. I don't know if you guys have seen like all like the cannibal stuff recently, but
Like in the files.
like
and
the
whatnot.
yeah like, but
Craziness.
then they're saying like all celebrities eat people. So then it was like this girl was like saying that like the fact that the guy was like she like the head like the man was made out of Pringles was like making us used to it or something. And then like 5 videos later it was like, I can't believe someone would say such a stupid conspiracy. Like I got both sides of the story because I scrolled for so long. You know what I'm saying? It was like the conspiracy theory and like scroll. That stupid conspiracy theorist.
That's
isn't that like ridiculous? Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah, like I don't understand TikTok anymore.
Yeah.
And I also saw that like all celebrities are vampires and that like it was just so bad.
You see crazy things, and honestly, you just have to look at the the evidence. You have to do your own research. I've found myself in conversations using the knowledge I've gotten off TikTok, and I'm so embarrassed.
I'm like, I read it in an article, bro. No, I did not.
Okay, you're allowed your own opinion.
Yes.
You can form your own opinion.
Yes.
If you like a movie and like the Rotten Tomatoes is like 50, but you still like it at the end.
Exactly, and like you don't have to go based on what like the
you do not have to justify
TikTok
it.
says.
It's what you think. Moving back to practical tips when it comes to doom scrolling and just phone time. I would say these are just 2 that I've noticed for myself. In the morning, I mean, I've been so bad about this. Like I literally did it this morning, but in the morning, trying not to let it be the first thing you do when you wake up. I would say one of the best things to do is literally just make your bed. I read a book about it and I've just seen a lot of like similar tips where if you get like one little task done, it doesn't have to be making your bed, but really anything, it really sets the tone for the day. And, obviously we're not harping on this idea of you have to be super productive to be like a good person or whatever. Like obviously that's another extreme, but really, I mean, if you do want to just have a more, I don't want to say mindful again, but like mindful day, try to do something more, I don't want to say mindful again, but mindful in the morning. Intentional in the morning. Yes, be more intentional with your morning time and take it slower. If you overstimulate yourself that early, it's like that's the tone for the rest of the day. Like it's going to be a stressful rest of your day. And but the same goes for at night. I would say don't let that be the last thing you do at night because that's so overstimulating right before you're trying to sleep and right before you're trying to rest. Like maybe I would say read, that's probably better, but even reading is a little bit like that's still using your brain a lot for before. So I'd say don't let that be the last thing, but if it has to be, I mean, that is better than phone time.
Yeah, if you struggle with like your thoughts racing at night, reading something like not even something, it doesn't have to be complex. Like it can literally be something so simple. It could be like a blog post or something, but like doing the like methodical reading.
Sorry,
I
was pulling out this book and it's like squished.
No, you're good.
Behind a bunch.
But like doing something like that can actually does like make your thoughts calm down. Like it does help. But
find the quote from this book. I read this book. My friend got it for me. I believe it's for my birthday. It's called Make Your Bed, and it's by actually a retired Navy general or admiral. I'm sorry. And that's where I got the make your bed tip. And I've been doing that every morning. And it's been probably one of the best things I could do. And even if after I make my bed, I lay back in it and I rot a little bit more, it still sets just a good tone for the day. Like I know I got one task done, like what's another?
Yeah, I've actually heard that so many times. And also like, even if you don't do anything else, you can at least like have the thing like, oh, I made my bed. And that's an accomplishment.
Okay. I'll read the excerpt.
Read this
You're good. But it was just so cool to read this. So he was talking about his experience in basic SEAL training. And this is one of the principles they practice. It's, he says, rooms in the barrack are Spartan. In the officer's room where I birthed with 3 other classmates, there were 4 beds, a closet hanging uniforms, and nothing else. So, very calm environment, very different from our modern world that's cluttered and full of stuff. And I mean, I love having a lot of things, but those mornings that I stayed in the barracks, I would roll out of my Navy rack and immediately begin the process of making my bed. It was the first task of the day. a day that I knew would be filled with uniform inspections, long swims, longer runs, obstacle courses, and constant harassment from the SEAL instructors. So just like I'm trying to move forward where he really like gets to the point, but then he just talks more about his experience and how just like how the SEAL how they would inspect his bed, like how everything had to be just like pristine and in order, and really just starting that off was like the way that they motivated the rest of them to get tasks done throughout the day. And it's honestly so practical. And he says that throughout his life, making his bed has been like the one constant that he could count on every day. So really would recommend that. Again, it doesn't have to be making your bed. It can be totally something else. It doesn't, I mean, if that's a lot to you, like there's so many other things you could do, but just that principle of starting off with one little small task that is not being on your phone is very much helpful.
Yeah, it gives your brain something else to focus on, I feel
Right.
like. And like even it doesn't have to be like a fancy making your bed. You can just pull your blanket up.
Right.
Like,
No, it doesn't have to
you
be
know
a
what I
full
mean?
make your bed. I get so
Smooth out
like
your blankets
stressed
a
out
little.
if my full bed is not made, so I just do it. But really, if you just want to pull your blanket up, make it look a little bit neater, make your space
Yeah.
organized. Again, that's a way to declutter. Like decluttering your space really declutters your mind. I don't know if
It
Oh.
really does.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you know
I
any
can tell.
psych behind that,
Like,
but
if things add up, if you don't make your bed, then you're not going to do other things. And then that leads to you're not going to do other things. So if you just make your bed, declutter, your mental space will just be that much better, really.
Yes.
right. If your space is clean, it just helps. I mean, I don't want to say your mind be clean. Obviously, you're still gonna have the same issues, but it's just you have more room to think. It's like
you're not stressed as
you're
much.
not as stressed. You don't have like another factor that you can control that I guess you're stressed about, if that makes sense. Like if your room is
Yeah.
messy, that's like a factor you can control. You can
Right.
clean your room, and that can eliminate some of the stress.
You can feel like you can breathe. if you
Yes,
have-
Yeah.
yes,
And that's very important if you have.
yes. And
Yeah,
sometimes I
I
found
can talk
I'm
about that.
super stressed with a lot of things. I have like a week full of exams, week full of assignments, and I feel like, oh, if I make my bed, like what's that going to take away from all the other stress I have going on? But really, that can take
does.
up a lot of space in your mind if you have your room. Like organizing your room can at least make you feel like you've made some sort of progress. And even if it's
Mhm.
not, even if you still have those 5 exams at the end of the week, like you just feel so much better. Like you just, there's just one thing that's done, and that's, that's progress. And that is something to be proud of yourself for. So is there anything
Yes,
else you want to add?
definitely with the clean room thing, because I am a very messy person. If you know me, like it's bad. It's so bad. It's just the first thing if I get it's kind of counterproductive because the first thing I do if I get stressed is forget about cleaning my room, but then it stresses me out more. So it's kind of like this great like cycle.
Right, it contradicts itself. but
Yeah.
it's
So
so true.
But recently I really organized. My dad came up to visit and he's like very much into organizations and he helped me organize my room and declutter, and I got rid of a bunch of clothes, and the way that that made me feel so much better. And like it's not perfect right now, like like I have a problem with keeping it clean, but we kind of made it so everything had its place, and so like even if it like does get a little messy, it's going to be so much easier to actually clean it because
Yeah,
like
it goes back where it
it
belongs.
goes back where it belongs.
Yes.
And it's not like a high pressure situation. Like for some reason I like in my brain I was like my clothes have to be put up in the closet, like even if there's no room for them. But my sweatshirts can easily go in a bin underneath my bed, and like
Mhm.
they don't have to be folded, like, but they're away and they're out of the way, and like
Yeah.
that just like it's a good like step for keeping it clean,
Right,
like
for sure.
like I don't want people to hear this and be like, oh, my room has to be pristine, like everything ironed and blah blah. No, like even if it's just out of the way, it can
Yeah.
help. Like
That's a good
you know what I-
practical
you know what I'm saying?
short-term tip. I mean, obviously, you don't want your clothes to get all wrinkly if you leave them in like a little bin, like stored away for like
yeah,
a while,
I'm
and
just
like
saying like
you don't want to forget about them and stuff. But
yeah,
it's a
fold
good
your clothes. I'm just saying like it,
Yeah.
like if cleaning your room feels like it's overwhelming, like take it in bite-sized chunks and know
Right,
that it doesn't
yes.
have to be like a magazine cover.
Right.
Like,
No,
you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah, no, sometimes for me cleaning my room, it's really just stuffing things in my ottoman, putting things like back in drawers so it's at least out of my eyesight and I don't
Exactly.
have to like
Out of sight.
deal with it in the moment. And it's just, I mean, eventually later, if it stresses you out that you're gonna have to deal with it later, then I would recommend trying to clean it a little bit more precisely than that, but also
Yeah.
don't stress yourself out with that responsibility. It depends on the person, because for you, clean means something else than clean is for me. And you
Right.
know, same with like my
True.
boyfriend, like he needs everything pristine too. Like, and I'm just like, I can just stuff it in like the closet, it's fine.
Yeah.
So it's like, it depends on the person, but whatever feels like just an organized space and just like a space where you can breathe, like you said, and like think, that's, you know, ideally the goal. I'm trying to think if there's any more practical tips we have, and really this is about phone addiction.
Have you guys heard
yeah.
of that like brick thing
No.
for phone addiction?
Oh, is it the thing that just like stops your phone?
Yeah, it actually
Like the jail cell?
No. It's like this brick thing. It's like a small little.
Wait, I think I have
Square,
heard of that.
yes.
Yes.
I feel like I've talked about it before, maybe on the podcast. I don't know, but it actually seems like such a good thing to have. Like basically, you pick the apps that you want to block out,
Mm-hmm.
and if you touch your phone to the thing, it blocks out the apps. You can't get back in until you touch the brick again. So, like, let's say you have a problem scrolling at night, leave the brick in your car. Touch your phone to it before you go inside, and then your phone's bricked off. And like, it's less likely if you're laying in bed comfy, you're gonna go back to your car and unbrick your phone.
Wow.
Or like if you don't want to scroll at school, you can leave it at home, tap it, and then leave.
Yeah.
So like it seems like it actually feels like it could
Yeah.
help. You know what I'm saying?
Also, there are free apps that, let's say I have one for TikTok. I would open TikTok. It would make me wait a minute and think about it until I could actually access the app. You can do it to any app you think you're addicted to or what. It just makes you think, do I really want to do this right now? Do I want to doom scroll for an hour?
Yeah.
And that's enough for you just to stop.
Yeah, for you to think through it. Sometimes just thinking
Yeah,
about
probably.
what would my future self want, or how am I going to feel about this, depending on how much you use it. Like,
Yeah.
again, going back to like diminishing returns on capital, diminishing returns. It's just like, is 2 hours of phone time really going to benefit me, or should I just minimize it? If it's already been an hour and you're like, oh, I just want like to scroll like 10 more, like just think about how you're gonna feel after that. Are you really gonna feel any better? Like really, I personally think you're just gonna feel worse.
Mhm.
So
or like find something you've always wanted to do or always wanted to watch, and that might like motivate you to like
right,
get out.
no, just finding
Stop
things.
scrolling, you know.
Yeah, and they're again, like we're not trying to make like social media the enemy, because it's provided us with so many opportunities. Like this podcast has been just such an incredible platform for me to talk about so many things, my mental health, my faith, and just dealing with college life and change. But again, it's all about consuming healthy media and consuming it in a balanced manner and not over consuming it. And I don't want to say under consuming it, because I guess it's not the worst thing, but not making it like, not restricting it too much to where it's like an idol, because even restricting it and under consuming it in that manner can still be idolizing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I feel like the people who have the self-control to really delete it, I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, especially now, I just think it's unrealistic to try to completely cut it out of your life, because there's opportunities on there. There's especially if you're like a marketing or like media person, I just feel like it's impossible.
That's like the future of
if
media.
You're a college student, you need Instagram.
You need Instagram. They're like, oh yeah, my club information is on Instagram. It's like, oh well, if you don't have Instagram, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could go on a website, but it's just, I mean, like, there's no reason. I mean, I guess there could be a reason, but if you are cutting it out simply because it's taking a toll on your mental health, I honestly think it may be a better idea to just minimize your time on it, but not fully delete it.
Or at least start with that.
Or just really replace instead of remove. That's a tip that I've heard for a lot of things. My therapist has talked to me about it too, and I was talking to her specifically about just my time in the Word and in the Bible. I wanted to be in the Bible more, but it was so hard because I loved being on my phone and just doing other things. And I couldn't find time for it or any motivation to. But she said, instead of like removing that time on your phone, removing those things out of your life, just try to replace those times you normally would spend on your phone with Bible time. And just like the more space you fill up in your day with that Bible time, just there's less room to be on your phone. And it's just eventually you're just going to be motivated to spend more time. It sounds so simple, but it's just like it really works. It's really a good principle to follow.
I would like to piggyback off that. when people are addicted to their phones, they find it very hard to have that initial motivation to fill the time
I
with
see.
something else.
I see, yes.
initially. So if you're struggling with that stuff, just do it. Like if I don't want to go to my phone, I'm going to read a book. Take that first step. Even if you don't feel like doing it,
Yeah.
take that first step, and then you'll get more used to
Right.
doing it again
Yeah.
and again. And
I'd say for sure, yeah, don't rely on motivation. Just ignore how motivated or how happy you're feeling in the moment.
If you're like, oh, I don't feel like it right now, just do it anyway, because it's a whole lot better than just doom scrolling.
Right. Nike. Like I'm saying, it's just like you have to just get it done. Honestly, it's been like you can't fully rely on motivation to get things done. I've just learned that with any part of my life, with working out, with reading my Bible, with doing my homework. It's like I can't just do it when I'm feeling happy and like I'm having the best day ever. I have to do it even when I'm having the worst day. I tripped on my shoelace in front of people. I like woke up late. I didn't sleep well. It's just you have to, even on those days when you push through it, it's gonna just make the good day so much better, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And build consistency. I prefer consistency over maybe one time a week when you feel motivated getting a bunch done. Like that's not really practical or helpful. I think it's better to just have a consistent routine. And even if you have days that suck and that you don't want to go on your run, you don't want to read your Bible, you don't want to do anything, you
At least
still
make
push
your
through.
bed. Then you made your bed, and that's one accomplishment.
At least make your bed.
You know what I'm saying?
At least make your bed. And just still, and honestly, I'd say still push through. Like, you got that. Like,
Yeah.
still push through, and like Noah said, just get it done. Because your brain honestly lies to you. Your brain tells you, no, 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 no.
I want short-term gratification.
I want short-term gratification. Yeah. And actually, your brain doesn't really process no. So, like, what was it you were saying? I think you were telling me about this, but like, your brain doesn't really... It just doesn't like the idea of no. So if you're telling it no, 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 I can't
It's like you're harping on the negatives, you know.
Yeah, my therapist explained it to me way better, and I wish I could remember, but maybe next episode.
But
I will.
try to focus. Yeah, like.
But switch it around and be like, I get to do this, and make it a more positive manner of doing something instead of being like, oh, I just can't like go on my run right now. No, be like, I get to go on my run. I'm going to go on my run.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes you have to lie to yourself, be like, I can't wait. Like, smell.
It genuinely does help though to say that stuff, because I remember the other day I was getting ready for something and I was like, I was alone, so I was kind of talking to myself, and I realized how mean I was being to myself, and I was like, okay, this is why I feel like I don't look good, is because I'm telling myself that I don't. But if you just your brain doesn't know the difference between the truth and it doesn't know that you're not being genuine. Like same with a smile, like force yourself to smile and your brain doesn't know, so it'll like create serotonin.
Yes, that it's kind of a similar
it's like
principle.
that same thing. It's like just literally like you it might sound cheesy and dumb. Like I still think it does, but I do it. Like
it's like
I'm waking up. I'm going to have a great day today. Like I'm going to,
right.
And then you will start to believe it.
People really downplay like self-affirmations, but it's
real.
Even if you're not happy, I don't like the term "fake it till you make it" because it's not the healthiest thing to say. But is that better than just being negative? Yes,
it is.
Smile, just do what you want to do, just relax and stop being so mean to yourself.
Right. And I think it honestly might at some point turn into truth. Like it might really translate into truth the longer you push yourself, because then you'll just start to enjoy things
you're gonna forget about the negative too.
Right. So yeah, that's
fill the loops of more positive things instead of negative things.
Exactly. That's the principle of this episode. Try to just fill your life with more positive thoughts, more positive media. Try to avoid, biased information. There's so many more tips we could give you, but those are just some of the practical ones we could think of. So we do hope that this episode really taught you guys on how to practice balance in a society that idolizes phone time and social media. And we hope that it somewhat encouraged you, even though we're definitely culprits as media consumers and creators ourselves. But we're just so blessed to have this media platform. It's truly just an amazing place, and we're just so grateful that we get to speak with you guys every other week.
Definitely. And this is more long form. So if you want to replace your phone time with us, do it.
Exactly. So if you do choose to consume some healthy and mindful media, we hope you choose our podcast. Noah, is there anything else you want to, any concluding words?
I'll just say, stop comparing yourself. That is the biggest reason why if you have depression because of social media, psychologists found it's comparison.
It's
Mhm.
comparison.
If you think that person's so much prettier than me, stop saying that. Please,
Exactly.
just be nice to
Literally,
yourself.
like, just be like, no, they're not.
Right. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Period.
Yep.
So,
So-
thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. We are so grateful for y'all, and we'll see you next episode.